In this episode, we explore Marrakech, an imperial city in Morocco. During our stay, we dive into busy streets with sandstone walls and countless market stalls all around. The smell of local food spreads around the area of Old Medina as we hunt for the best views from multiple rooftops. But later in the evening, we dive into the Marrakech hotspot to experience a night food tour around Jemaa el-Fna.
Basically, they just drink this as a medicine for anything and everything.
And if there's not enough craziness, the next day we drive through the city center to move in between two different traditional riads we stayed at. In case you're new here, we're Natalia and Michael, who after making weekly vlogs for a year decided to quit our daily jobs and make this year a very special one. So get ready for some adventures. We just picked up our friends Lucas and Domi from the airport. You may remember them from a Romanian off-road adventure, and we are very excited that they are joining us for this Moroccan trip. We are in Agadir right now, so as the first thing we need to take a highway and drive literally through Atlas Mountains. The traffic is very moderate and the roads surprisingly good. Well, until we enter Marrakech, then the traffic situation changes drastically.
After quite stressful drive and getting around Marrakech, we finally found our place for tonight, which is this beautiful Riad, and we were welcomed by an amazing guy. He helped us to park our car and even get inside here, as it was a little bit difficult, I would say, but very interesting experience. But finally found ourselves in this beautiful oasis of Fanny. And look at this space. This is the entrance. We have this huge room, which we have two beds. It's like two separate beds and one huge king-size bed. It's all an old building, but it's renovated in such a style with those Moroccan architecture details and the lamps, and everything is so clean and beautiful and cozy. I don't know, I cannot express this enough. How welcoming the staff here was. I mean, we felt like at home immediately. Dar in Arabic means home, and I think all of us really feel like at home over here.
Our small queen,
Uh-huh.
so it's from here, you can it's here.
So right now we're going to see the rooftop. Oh wow! As a cherry on the top of this riad, there is this beautiful rooftop. It's like 3 stories, let's say, a rooftop from where you can also see about the Medina, but you can just chill out. It's like a lounge zone, but outside it's really amazing. But as right now it's off season and it's winter, actually over here in Morocco, you know, it's not really open, let's say. It's not that warm in the evening or in the morning, but it has such a vibe.
After check-in, we went straight to the streets, and as expected, it's really crazy here.
And the Old Medina, it's like a labyrinth, like a muzzle of small, tiny streets, crowded with so many people. And we are just trying to get to the most famous market, or the most famous main square.
It's really challenging, I have to say, as it's super crowded. Everybody from the shops is asking you to stay and buy something. And exactly like it. No problem. Hi. Thank you. Yeah, this is exactly how you're interrupted, maybe 10 times at least.
What an amazing experience.
Exactly. And the thing is, the motorcycles are not controlled here, and sometimes they are quite aggressive, and few times we really were like not hit but touched at least by them, as they are just going through the crowds and just horning and not stopping.
Yeah, and also the thing is that all the vendors just want to sell something to you, so anytime you just look to something or you just want to smell it or see it, they are immediately trying to sell it to you. So it's quite funny. It's, I don't know, for me it's, I don't feel those people are bad. I really like them, and they're just trying to do their best, I believe, to get some money.
Our first stop, I believe, is a very old cafe on the main square. We want to grab a coffee. We're told that they have also a small rooftop, so maybe we'll check it also this out.
Yeah, because from that point you can actually see the whole square, and we are about to do a very special activity tonight, which is gonna be like a night food tour. So I'm super excited to see all the street food and finally try some local dishes. But as right now we need to get some energy because it was kind of stressful and overwhelming experience. So we are about to have a cup of coffee and just soak up the vibe. I mean, hopefully you can feel the atmosphere because it's crazy.
Yeah, it's such a big mixture of everything. And as mentioned, we got to visit our first rooftop in Marrakech. We had coffee there, and then we met with our tour guide Ibrahim. Food tour was a great way how to experience not only many traditional dishes but also learn a little bit more about the culture. As the food tour was more than just about food tasting, we will make a dedicated episode just about it. So if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do it right now, not to miss it next week. I have to say we had a lot of fun exploring Marrakech as locals with Ibrahim. After coming back to our Riad, we went straight to the bed.
After a delicious and beautiful breakfast, we hit the streets again and we are getting lost around the souks as the locals are just opening their small stalls and vendors are just waking up and setting all the things around. The vibe is completely different than it was yesterday's evening. It's really like a completely different world. There are much more tourists, I would say, than it was in the evening. And we are just getting around to see the city, how it's waking up. And the first morning rays of the sun are just, you know, getting through the tiny streets. It's really charming and much more calm and peaceful than it was yesterday in the evening. So I'm really glad we get out to the streets to see the city and to see the Old Medina. From the street this cute little cafe which is overlooking the small souk and square, so we are heading there and want to see if it's possible to grab a coffee and just chill a bit up there.
This is really cool. It's so narrow here, so from three sides you see the market, which is below us. Wow.
This is so cool. We can look for souvenirs from over here. And then just go and buy. So we are waiting for our coffee, which we learned today that is called nes, which means half milk, half coffee.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Thank you.
This afternoon we really took it quite calmly and slowly as we visited 2 rooftops, and after spending a second day in Marrakech, I can say that being on the streets in the city center can be sometimes overwhelming, as all senses are sometimes stressed out from everything what is happening around. But if you go inside of some buildings, it's sometimes completely different environment where it's quiet. It's a little bit also different smell, as they try to make it nicer for the people coming in. And also the rooftops, you go above, everything's what happening, and you can rest your body but as well your mind, and then you can again head into the streets and just soak the vibes.
So when we arrived, this guy, he was burning on like what we use for a hookah. There is like a coal, and he was burning kind of like a spices there, and it smelled wonderful. This store owner, he's got all that stuff, so we're gonna buy it.
And there's plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
Most of that I cannot really say what the heck it is.
Yeah.
You burn many different colors, or there are probably also spices.
I have no clue what that is, but they said spices.
The crystal, if you want to smell it, you know it.
Yeah, I already smelled it.
We know already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What to
That's
expect.
if you want to use it in the drink hot, just small pieces, not too much. It's good for problem of sinuses, cold, asthma, allergy. Sometimes here in Morocco we mix it with nigella seed. It's good for migraine, headache, and also for men who snore at night. This is the nigella seed. Maybe you heard the lady, the nigella oil, you make it for the hair. The women, you make it Europeans for the hair. And we drink it also because it's antibacterial for problem of the ladies for last month she has problems for the blood. It's good for that, and for bacteria, for throat, for chest, for asthma. It's amazing, the nigella oil. We make it like this. We take small clean cloth, a little bit of the nigella seed, one piece, small pieces in this, like this, and we make small ball. We rub it by the hand and we sniff it. For cold weathers, it's good for sinuses, cold, allergy. It's good for that also. We are here in Morocco. The nigella oil, we roast it, we crush it, we make it powder, we mix it with honey. We give it for children, for throat, for chest, for asthma. It's amazing. Lady the first. It's strong little, but it is good.
Should I?
Good. That is good for sinuses, and also you feel it in the throat. You feel it? Yeah, that is good for nigella. That is good for respiration. And after we use it, we don't throw it. We keep it because we use it again. This can last long time.
Okay.
Sometimes we take a little bit. We try it in the bread. It's good. It's antibacterial. It's amazing.
Right.
That is good. The nigella oil. Maybe you tried in Google nigella oil and you show it. We have many effects of that same.
So in the meantime, the guys are mixing for us the right thing we wanted to buy. He said the hospitality of Moroccan people is to make a tea always, so we just sit down here in his little shop and we are waiting for him to make us a tea. How lovely is this? This is from your herbs?
Yes. Hibiscus, roses, verbena, anise, ginseng, curcuma. It's many herbs inside. And we go and make it. This is the hospitality of the Morocco.
Wow. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
Hisham.
Isham?
Hisham. And you?
Natalia.
Natalie. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. In Arabic we call it بالصحة. 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 Because here in Morocco we have many different tea.
Yeah.
Like the mint tea, the dry mint with green mint. It's good for indigestion and for cholesterol. We have the Berber tea. Berber tea is a mixture of rosemary, thymian, oregano, verveine, and mint, the mountains. That is good. Somebody have problem of the stomach, like gas, diarrhea. That's it's medicine.
This is the Berber tea?
Yeah, Berber tea. And for example, this is the mint tea. The mint tea is the dry mint with green mint. That's we don't have the mint here. Only the herbs.
These herbs, these are from the mountains, from
Mountains,
here,
yes.
from Morocco.
Maybe if you
Atlas?
see Atlas Mountains,
Yes.
Valurica, this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
this one.
wow.
And
Okay.
for that we call it Berber tea. Because from in the Berber we don't have too much hospitality. And maybe if you go in the mountains you find it only 3 houses, 4 houses, different places. And if he won't go in the hospital, he needs a long times.
Yeah.
For that you find these herbs in the mountains.
Okay.
Everybody you drink this after you eat it, or you have problem of the stomach or something.
It's gonna get you better.
You make it that. It's good for indigestion, for problem of the stomach, gas, diarrhea,
This is your
pain,
doctor.
constipation. That is exactly. And this one, we call it royalty. Why? Because we have the herbs who inside expensive, like the ginseng, like gum arabic, like sugar gemp. We have cardamom, curcuma.
Oh, so this is curcuma, the
Curcuma,
yellow thing?
exactly. Curcuma is anti-inflammatory. The ginseng is good for tickling the blood. We have cardamom is good for lyrophagy. And for that we make it royalty. But this is why royalty? Because we make it, for example, 1 spoon, you put it in the tea, you boil it many times. You finish, you try it again, you boil it 3 times, 4 times, no problems. Not like the mint tea, not like Berber tea. Sometimes we throw it.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Wow. 2 grams. Just 2
That
grams.
it stay a long time.
I mean, absolutely,
Yeah,
it's
that's it,
super
long
strong.
time. And also sometimes we make it in the shower, in the hot water. In the shower a
If you
little
take,
bit.
if you take a bath,
You like it?
Yeah,
put it
it's
in
good
the
for
bath.
respiration. It's
My
amazing.
question is, we can probably bring this on the plane,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, no problem. No cocaine.
It's just like,
You know, you give us something.
This one is also really good.
and let me ask you, this is something, it's a root?
Root.
So it's basically a part of like a tree?
The tree
it's below
inside
the ground?
the root.
Okay.
The root with the tear, it stay long times. Then to give it a nice smell like this. We call
Okay.
it the tree of the oud. Arak of oud.
Okay.
That's subhanallah azim. We call it the tree of paradise because the smell is good. See,
This was much more than shopping souvenirs on the market just randomly, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, let's be honest, this is something which was recommended to us, right?
Wow.
And it was a little bit off the main market, I would say, and it was not a type of a businessman that was catching you on the street, but really you have to walk in order to get this stuff. And right now we are going back to our accommodation, but we are already checked out. We're just getting our stuff and then we will head to the car and move to another accommodation. We arrived to the parking where we left our car, and it's still in Old Medina, which is basically the old city center, which is surrounded by the walls, but you are able at some circumstances enter by car. Okay, this is where we are leaving our car. Our host from Airbnb told us that it's fine. Hopefully it will stay like this during the night and we'll find it in the same condition in the morning.
He's guiding us on his motorbike. Look at this. Through some alley. Directly to the accommodation. And oh yeah. So it's getting even tighter and tighter. Woohoo!
I have no idea where we are going right now.
It looks a little bit more local.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
a local neighborhood, so we get out of the old city center.
But we went through a quite narrow streets to get here. I mean, it was challenging.
Yeah. What a different world, right?
Yeah, this looks more like a traditional area, right?
Yeah, definitely. But it's so... After enjoying a traditional cup of Moroccan tea, which has become a tradition over here anywhere we can, we get our room ready, which I don't even know if I can say a room because it feels like a small house. I mean, not small, look at the ceiling, it's quite high. There are 2 beds as we are 4 people. This one is, I can't even find words. It feels like being in a Persian Empire, I don't know. And it's directly connected with the main area, with a small pool. And the whole area looks very typical, like a typical Riad. And then here's like a small lounge with a fireplace. Going to the bathroom, which, look at this, it's all concrete. It's not covered at all, but it's huge, like the ceilings are huge. It's so hard to even find words for this. It feels like completely different world, like everything over here. I'm so glad we decided to change the accommodation for the second night because we can kind of compare. And this one is, again, different. So yeah, we're gonna walk around, see the rooftop maybe, and discover this place a bit more. This is the rooftop, look at this. Oh wow. Yeah, golden hour. What a lounge here, right? Wow. My goodness. So this is the reality then. After watching the sunset from this picturesque rooftop, we explored the area of Royal Marrakech in the evening, met friendly locals and experienced a bit of life out of the tourist bubble, let's say. People here are beautiful and wouldn't probably want to harm us, however we put away our camera for this evening and just wanted to be as non-touristy as possible, because you never know in such an environment. Sometimes people make bad decisions, as maybe robbing can be the last hope for them to feed the family or so. But whatever, we also wanted to be able to understand the corners of Marrakech from a bit closer, which I guess by the end of the day changes your perspective of life. Then in the morning we've been woken up by singing birds, wonderful sunny weather. We enjoyed hot coffee and lovely breakfast, packed our stuff, said goodbye to our Riad. And just like that, it's time to move on and leave Marrakech and head to another destination here in Morocco. I hope you enjoyed the city with us. It was really a different vibe that we was used to, but we honestly love it. The hospitality of Moroccan people, and especially here in Marrakech, was over the top. We really enjoyed it, and hopefully we brought you a little bit of this atmosphere to you. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you didn't yet, and yeah, see you next week.